Mature makeup refresh for 2025. Perhaps you've fallen out of love with your makeup, perhaps you're in a makeup rut, perhaps you don't know what to do for your makeup for a natural look like this. Keep watching because in this video, well, I'm going to start by removing my makeup to start so you can see how I actually look without makeup and how easy it is to get a natural look like this. Because when you see the tips I teach you, you'll be like, oh my gosh, let me grab my makeup bag and follow along, because in this video I'm showing you how to cover dark circles. You'll see that I have them. I'm showing you how to get amazing natural looking brows. I'm going to show you how to get the best complexion without the need of applying lots of foundation. I'm also at the very end going to show you a tip with a lip liner that makes your lip look fuller, more youthful, and just wow. I cannot wait to teach you really easy, simple tips that are going to make such a difference to how you feel in this new year going forward. Because you know what? When we feel we look good, then we quite simply feel a little bit more like, do you know what? I'm ready to take on the day. And this is your year, and I want you to smash it. One of the quickest ways to boost my confidence in the morning is to wave goodbye to dark circles, because even if I am really tired, if I've erased them, for some reason it must be like some placebo effect, because it just makes me feel more rested and awake. So if you have a foundation or concealer, I'm going to show you the way to apply it that gives you maximum effect but with minimum product. Because in this tutorial, it's not about caking our face in makeup, it's simply about enhancing our natural beauty. So go grab your concealers or your foundations. If you don't have one, you can see a link above or below to what I'm using. Now this is well loved, well used, as you can see, excuse the mess of it. And it's called Rested and Youthful. Now, I'm just going to apply this initially to this side of my face so you can see the difference it makes. So if you have the foundation or concealer, you only are going to apply it in these areas here, 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 and here. Now, if you have any hyperpigmentation or any redness, you can apply it over that as well. The reason I'm just applying a little on my forehead, a little bit around my nose, on my chin, on any areas of redness, hyperpigmentation, and just the very darkest part of my under eye dark circle is because once these areas are perfected, it will give your complexion the look that you've actually got a whole face of foundation on, but in a very natural way. So, because we don't want to look like we're wearing loads of makeup, we just want to look, rested. Now I pat in with my ring finger and I just keep patting, and the product with the heat of your fingertips will just melt into your skin. So you don't have to worry about wiping or, really any harsh blending, because when we're working with the skin under our eyes, it's very delicate. So we don't want to drag it. Can you see the difference already? And it doesn't even look like I've got any makeup on. Then I'm going to tap round my nose. Now, round our nose is a key area to just enhance the look of a more rested complexion, because we often have redness around here and broken capillaries. Can you see? But just with a little bit of cover up round here, gone. Here's my bit of redness, tap that in. Now, if you were to kind of blend more vigorously, you would find that you don't get the coverage. You just kind of blend it into near enough, nothing. But by pressing and patting, you're getting maximum coverage in just the areas you need it. Now, my chin doesn't need much coverage, however, and nor does my forehead. But I want to marry up the colour here, the colour here, and the colour here. And by putting a little bit on my chin and my forehead, it gives the illusion of that my skin is all one tone. So I'm going to press in here, and then I'm just going to blend and feather out to the edges because I don't need hardly anything at the sides. And I'm going to do the same on my forehead, but when I get to my forehead, I'm going to do in big circular motions because I want a very much diffused look. Now, already this is looking much more rested than this side. But if I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to further perfect areas that I want to look more rested. I'm just going to add a little bit more just to my under eye and pat in. And, you know, often if you apply layers, thin layers of your makeup, it will stay on a lot longer than one big sort of juicy layer. So do lots of thin layers and it will help your makeup stay on throughout the day. How easy is that? And already, if I did nothing else to my face throughout the day, this has just given me that little boost. And although I look tired, you know, I've covered that and actually it's made me feel more awake. Now I'm going to do, actually I'm not going to do this side of my makeup. So when I build up this side, you can see the difference. So the next thing I'm looking at, and you might find this as someone that's over the age of 40, is that our eyes, mine have started to just drop a little. But actually, to counteract the look of that, if we make our eyebrows look shaped and a little bit higher, that is going to create the illusion of a very natural looking eye lift. And, you know, a lot of people, when they think of brows, are like, oh gosh, I can't do my brows, I dread doing my brows. But I've got one product that makes it so easy. Let me get it for you. So this pencil here is dual ended. It has like a natural kind of taupey brown, and then it has a cream side. And the two work together to give you the most incredible natural looking brow lift. Now, this is just one shade, so you don't have to worry that you're wearing the wrong shade of brow, because this colour here, depending on how firm you press it into your skin, this can create like really light strokes for blondes. But if you press a little bit harder, it will create much more darker strokes for people with darker hair. And I find as a makeup artist, we don't want to make our brows look too dark because that's when they can look overly fake. What we do want to do is look at our brows and get a good shape. And if you're someone that's maybe overplucked your brows in the past, then doing this next little tip is going to help build up that look of brow without literally in 2 seconds. So all you're going to do is hold the pencil here, like just from your corner of your nose vertically upwards. And this shows you where your brow should start. So in the past, I've overplucked here. So I'm going to start by drawing in a few little brows where I've overplucked. Now you might have overplucked at the tail of your brow. Don't worry, because you take the pencil and you hold it from the corner, and this time you hold it diagonally across your eye, and this will show you where your brow should end. So actually mine ends perfectly there. But if yours ended here, then all you would do is draw down to where it's supposed to end. And if you've never shaped your brow and you're thinking, well, where should my arch be? Then you hold the pencil from the corner of your nose directly through the middle of your pupil, and that will show you where your arch should be there. So if you want to make your arch look slightly higher, which in turn will make your eye look more lifted, then you simply hold your pinky finger here as your stabilizer and just pencil in your arch. Now, I am going to have to look in a mirror to do this and not my phone. So let me get close so you can see. Now, when I'm drawing the brow hairs, I'm simply mimicking little dashes and lines to mimic the look of the hair. I'm not colouring in like a colouring book. I'm drawing little hairs, like so. And then here is often where we have a lot of gaps in our brows, especially as we age. I don't know about you, but I found my brows have got a lot more thinner and sparse. So you're going to take your brow pencil, and you're simply going to draw a line right across where the root of your brow hairs start growing. And you're going to draw that line into the arch and stop when you get to the arch. Let's just strengthen that line up there. Then, if you've got an old mascara at home, give that wand a wash, or get yourself one of these spoolies that you can get online. I don't sell these, but you can find these anywhere. But you can even just clean an old mascara wand and use this. And then you're going to brush up that line that you've just created, and that's going to automatically blend into your brows. So brush the hair up, and then where you have any that are kind of going above your brow line, just taper down with the edge there. And already, look at the difference of this brow. Now, I could do this in 2 seconds, but I am teaching you, but I really want to give you the confidence to have a go at doing your brows. It makes such a difference to how our eyes look. I'm going to add in a few more little strokes. Now, if you're thinking, oh, that looks too difficult for me, I've made a full length tutorial on this pencil, and you can find that tutorial if you click the link above or below. It will take you to this pencil, and then you scroll down the page, there's a video of me using it. But how natural does that look? And look at the difference. And then you're probably thinking, well, what's this cream end about? This is where this pencil gets even better, because when we want our eyes to look more lifted, if we take a pencil, a colour that's lighter, slightly lighter than our skin tone, and we just draw this colour under our arch, like so, we build up the colour. And it doesn't have to be a thick line. I'd say probably like, I don't know, a few millimetres or half a centimetre. And then you just press it in with your finger to blend. Can you see, very subtly, it's made my brow bone look lighter than the discoloration on my eye. This is the discoloration here. But what that's actually done in turn is it's made the discoloration on my eye almost look like a little bit of eyeshadow. And actually now I quite like that discoloration there, because it's making it a bonus. So I don't even have to worry about eyeshadow. And you can also use this colour just right in the tear duct area here. And when you put a little bit of kind of a lighter colour, natural look pencil or shadow here, it gives you brighter, more wide awake looking eyes, but in a really natural way. Now I've taken off some of my concealer there, so I'm just going to top that up. But you might do the same at home, and don't worry if you put more layers on, because you just need a touch, and layers mean that our makeup will stay on longer. Really, really natural. Now, I don't think anyone would look at this side of my face and think I'm even wearing any makeup. But look at the difference. And this is what I get so excited about, because teaching you natural looking makeup, I can't tell you the boost it's going to give you, especially if you've given up on makeup or you just haven't worn it in a while. This is the perfect natural look to build your confidence to wearing makeup again. And when you do, honestly, I know it's only makeup, it's not going to change the world, but it is going to help change your internal world, how you feel about yourself. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I did my friend's makeup, and she's in her late 60s. She hasn't worn makeup for probably about 15 years. And I did her makeup really natural, and I showed her what to do. And honestly, seeing her smile, and she actually said to me, oh my gosh, there I am. I'm back. I see myself again. And, you know, once you do one little thing for yourself, you might start doing other things for yourself that make you feel good. It's a small step that you can take to just building yourself up. And that's so important. And, you know, you might think, oh, but it's frivolous. You know, I've got lots of other more important things to do in my day. But when we feel good about ourselves, it makes us smile. And when we smile, we radiate that to others, and that creates a ripple effect. And that ripple effect is the effect that doesn't just change your world, it changes the whole world. Because if we're feeling a bit more peppy, then more interactions we have with others will be more peppy. So maybe that's a little bit deep about makeup, but that's how I feel about it. So what's next? I've actually written myself notes for this tutorial because I really want to give you my best. So excuse me while I just have a look at my notebook, because don't look at all my scribbles, but I've actually written my notes to teach you. Oh, okay, this is what's next. This is really exciting. So I'm going to show you a really easy way to apply mascara, because for many people it's like, oh, can't be bothered, it's such a faff. But I've got the easiest way that makes it like there's no excuse. So you want a mascara, I think, as we get older, that's smudge proof, because as our lids start to hood a bit, they can often knock on the lashes and create like smudges. So a smudge proof mascara is, I think, just a win. So this one I'm using has a really thin wand, which makes it perfect for a hooded eye, because our eyes become slightly smaller and it's difficult with the big fat ones, isn't it? So all you're going to do is hold the wand right at the roots. You're not going to move the wand, you're just going to blink onto the wand. That's all you're going to do. So if you want to practice, you can use your finger, pretend this is your mascara wand, and you're going to blink onto it. You don't move the wand, you just blink onto it like that. And you just keep blinking onto the wand. How easy is that? Now you could do a natural look like this, or you could build up your lashes depending on how you feel on any given day. And depending on where you have your wand, so if I have it nearer to my nose and blink, it's going to coat these baby lashes here. If I hold the wand in the middle of my eye, it's going to coat the middle. And if I hold the wand at the corner of my eye, this is a really lovely little tip to do, it's going to make my eyes look more elongated and just a bit more, I don't know, elegant. So many of us give up on applying mascara on the lower lash line because we're worried about it smudging, or we just think, oh, I don't want to look too overdone. I promise you, applying your mascara on your lower lashes gives you the most stunning open eye effect. And if your mascara is smudge proof like this one, you needn't worry about getting panda eyes. So you're simply going to hold the wand vertically and just press this along the roots of your lower lashes, like so. Then, if you want your lashes to look longer on the bottom, hold your wand vertically and coat the tips. I'm going to do this really natural because I'm thinking perhaps you haven't worn mascara in a while, so I want to keep everything really soft and natural. Again, if you want to see what I'm using, there will be a link above or below, plus lots more tutorials. And I mean, when I say lots more tutorials, I've basically taken all my nearly 25 years of being a professional makeup artist and gifted it all to you for free. And it's all on a link above or below. You go to the tips section at the top and it's all there. Okay, so let me go to my notes to see what else I'm going to teach you. This is a great one. So I don't know about you, but as I've got older, especially if I don't put a little bit of self-tan on, I've got a bit of self-tan on at the moment, but when I don't do that, I feel like I've got no colour in my skin. I feel like I look quite ashen. So I'm going to encourage you to try a really natural looking bronzer. We don't want any shimmer, we don't want any glitter, we want it to just look like our skin, but give us a very gentle sculpt to our face. So to do that, I'm using this bronzer here. This comes in like really 2 shades. This is the slightly darker shade, which I'm using because I've got a bit of a slight colour. But it also comes in another shade, which is lighter. So I'm going to use this brush, but if you don't have a brush like this at home, you could use another brush that's got a small head to it. Essentially, don't use a big brush like this, because This would work in bronzer and would give you a really natural look, but I'm teaching you how to give a real sculpt to your bone structure in a really easy way. And to do that, we need the brush to be have a little smaller head for that. So you're going to tap in, coat the brush, and then you're going to tap off so you don't have too much on your brush. And then here's the trick to applying any makeup with a brush in a really natural way. If you hold the brush nearer to the bristles, it's going to give you it's going to give you more makeup payoff and do a heavier makeup look. But if you hold the wand towards the end of the brush, it's going to give you a much more lighter touch to your skin and apply less makeup. So to start, we're actually going to start with the brush here, and we're going to feel where our cheekbone is. So we can feel it here. You can use your finger as a little guide. So feel where your cheekbone is, and just where the ridge is here, take your brush and follow it along where your finger is, and you're just going to swoosh like that. This is your template here. Remove your finger, so I let that mark go, and you will see we've got a stripe. Now that stripe, you'd be like, oh, well, I don't want that. Do not worry, because then we're going to dust off the brush with a towel, so there is nothing on the brush. And then you're simply going to blend in circular motions the line that you've just created. And what this is going to do is create a really easy way to sculpt for beginners. Now, once you get used to doing this, you might not need to use your finger as a template. You might just be able to go straight in. But can you see that this side of my face is just looking a little bit more sculpted than this side? It's got a bit more warmth to it. This cheekbone's looking slightly more defined. And you might think, oh, I like that. So I want to strengthen my jawline. So what you're going to do is get your bronzer, tap off. Actually, I'm going to tap off on the back of my hand. And then you're going to go from the back of your jawline here, and you're going to swoosh across to this section of your chin here. You're under your chin here. And then you're going to take the colour down, and you're going to blend it down here. Now, if you have part of your jawline that's sagging down, you might want to just take a little bit of what's on the brush and just apply that over the bit that's drooping down, and that will just take it backwards, because it's going to be darker, slightly darker than your skin tone, and when something is darker, it knocks it back, so it almost creates it's in the shadows. Now, blend it down. How natural does that look? The other thing you might like to do is take your brush, dab it in, tap off on your hand, and then just simply squeeze this brush like this so it's thin, and then just apply this in your socket here. Okay, and then with your ring finger, you can just smudge it and blend it. And this has given us a really natural little bit of shadow that blends in to the rest of your face. Because the trick to applying natural looking makeup is when all the colours blend in together. You know, we applied the bit of the concealer here, 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 here. We've done the bronzer here, we've done it here, we've done it on our eye. Next, we'll do a little bit of dusting across our nose, tip of our chin. We might even take a little bit just along our forehead here. And anytime you feel, oh, I've applied too much, get your microfiber cloth, dust it off. This will save you having to get loads of brushes. Dust it off so you've got all the payoff on the cloth there, and then you can use it to blend, because you don't want to blend your makeup when you've already got makeup on there, because that will just create more makeup on your face. Now look how much this is it still looks really natural, but I mean, this is giving me a confidence boost. This is when I catch. This basically is if I don't put my makeup on in the morning and then I catch myself throughout the day, like could be on a Zoom call, could just be walking past a mirror. This makes me go like, But this makes me go, oh, okay, yeah, I'm ready for the day. It's kind of just, it's just that little boost. I'm not saying I look awful, but this is giving me a boost. So next up, I'm going to show you a really pretty lipstick that you can make into not just to wear as a lipstick, but you can also wear it on your cheeks, because you might not want to do the whole bronze thing. But I do think it's important that you put a little bit of colour on your cheeks, because that little touch of colour on your cheeks, honestly, it's so transformative, especially as we get older. Now I found this here, it's a lipstick, and you're thinking, well, what's that got to do with my cheeks? Well, this looks amazing on the cheeks and it looks amazing on the lips, but you probably think, what on earth is this running through the middle? Well, as we get older, our lips can get a little bit more dehydrated, and this here is a line of moisturizer that's going right through the lipstick, and it's so good for mature lips. So let me firstly apply it to my lips. So I always start on the bottom lip here, and I'm not worrying about the edges here. I just go in the middle here, because when I smack my lips together like this, it does the line for me. And if you're like, I still need to perfect it, then you can take the tip and go along the edge like that. And then the same for the top, smudge, and then just follow along with the tip. And this feels like a balm and a lipstick had a baby, and this is what you got. But it's really hydrating, and because it's hydrating, it makes our lips look plump, it makes them look juicy, and that in turn gives us a more kind of glowy look to our makeup. So remember what I said about our cheeks? I'm going to take my ring finger, make sure it's clean, dab it on my lips like that. Then I'm going to smile. I'm going to go down just from the edge of my iris here, dab with the finger that has the makeup on, and then with my other finger that's clean, I'm going to blend in circular motions up towards the top of my ear. How pretty does that look? If you've applied too much, do not worry, just take a clean finger and keep feathering and blending. How lovely is that? Now I'm actually going to top up a little bit more on my lip. Now I'm going to do the other side so you can see the both together, and then stay tuned because I have one final tip. I mean, I've got loads of tips for you, but in this video, I've got one final tip that's going to elevate your lips to the next level. I've done the other side and I'm feeling really good. My final tip is lip liner. Now, as we get older, we get lines here. It's just where we're losing collagen. It's got nothing to do with smoking. We just get the lines here. So using a lip liner really just not only enhances our lip shape, but it makes our lip line looks stronger, which in turn gives us a bit more of a youthful look. Now this lip liner suits pretty much everyone. You need to find a lip liner that's kind of a few shades darker than your own natural lip color. I'm actually going to take this off to show you because I think I can teach you better. So hang on. Because I think when you see this in action, you'll be like, wow, that's so cool. So on my lips, can you see there's almost like a lighter ridge here? That's the rim of your lip, and that's where you want the liner to be. You don't want it to be under there. Now, to encourage you to go on that rim, if you apply your lip liner from the corner in, this will encourage the pencil to sit on that rim. If you apply it from the Cupid's bow down to the corner, that will sit under the rim. And I'll show you the two differences now. So this is going to make my lips look fuller, doing it in this way. Okay, now this way I'm going to do the other way. I'm going to go from the Cupid's bow down to the corner. Can you see? That's under the rim, that's on top of the rim. Very slight difference, but this makes my lip look much more kind of, I think, a bit more voluminous, and it almost gives me the lips that I had in my 20s. Now, let's correct this one. We're going from the corner up. And then for the lower lip, start in the middle, go to the corner. The key is to make sure your pencil is sharp, because when it gets blunt, you're not going to get such a firm line. So we'll give this a little sharpen. We've got our point back, and that will just help create that perfected line. You'll notice when I'm applying my lip line, I'm not doing one fluid line. I'm like feathering it like this with my pinky finger as its stabilizer. Now, I've gone into quite a lot of detail here, but I promise you, when you do this, it takes you 2 seconds. Lower lip, and then I'm going to fill. When I say fill, I'm not going to do a lot, just very rough. And you know what, if we do this when we're wearing any colour lip liner and then put our lipstick over the top, it's going to ensure that as your lipstick fades off, your lip liner fades off with it, so that you're not left with just a line around your lips, by simply putting a little bit on the meaty bit of our lips. So let's get our lipstick back and apply this over the top. This helps make our lips look fuller, more plumper, more youthful, more juicy. And then on the other side of this lip liner is a cream colour. And then what we can do with this is just line above our Cupid's bow. This will create a little light here, but light in the middle. And this is going to give us a fuller looking lip look. Because when your lips look ever so slightly lighter in the middle, not obvious, just a touch like that, pat, smudge, it will give a more bee-stung look to our lips. Now, what do we think? I've shown you lots of different products and tips. You could use just one of these to build your makeup confidence, or try the whole sort of tutorial together. I'm really excited to see what you create. Please send me photos underneath in the comments, or if you've got any questions about makeup and what help you need, let me know, and me and my team of beauty experts will help you with all of our expert knowledge. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope I've given you a bit of confidence with your makeup. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see anything I've used, links above or below, and I will see you soon in another tutorial. Bye.